Let's go live. Good morning, trade pros. Welcome to the morning market update for this beautiful Tuesday, March the 24th. It's turnaround Tuesday. Wow, the camera framing is so off. How does my neck look, guys? Hope you guys are having a great. It's perfect. My headset fell off. Hope you're having a great day. I'm super excited today. Number one, the markets are up again, a little bit off the lows. And number two, more importantly, special day in my life. My wife and I, who's beside me, are going into our 20-week anatomy scan for a child. So we're going to find out today if it's a boy or a girl. It's a precious angel, and it's going to be a trade pro. We'll put them in the community, put them in a little basket. And we were joking with my wife that we're going to make an apparel for the child that says, "I'm long milk," t-shirt. Gonna do it. It's going to be funny. Anywho, special day for me. I'm really excited. Markets are also bouncing back a little bit. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the love. Really excited. The big kid is having a small kid. Let's talk about this market because it has bounced off of lows from yesterday. All right, yesterday we were in the in-between stage. We were saying we don't know if we want to get long yet. Remember in the room yesterday, I was saying I don't really trust this long side quite yet. All right, but today it looks a little bit more bullish. There could be some more upside momentum and flow in today's market. So prepare yourself for it. All right, the news is that coronavirus is peaking across some of the key countries that really worried us that caused this whole pandemic. Both new cases and deaths dropped for 2 days running in Italy. So the rate at which it's happening are dropping. It took 43 days, exactly the same amount of time that it took South Korea to reach its apex for Italy, or the peak of it. All right, and if such is the case, then the United States is 14 days away or 2 weeks away from hitting its peak as well with the coronavirus. So we're nearing a situation where the worst of it might be coming up. All right, the worst of it might be behind us in just a few weeks' time. All right, but the numbers are still staggering. 383,944 confirmed cases worldwide, 16,595 deaths. In the U.S., 46,456 cases, which has grown a significant amount with more testing. Obviously, we expected that. And 555 deaths, like the first three digits of the phone number girls used to give me at the bar. It's a joke. Making this joke with my wife beside me. Oh, she's got her headphones on. Thank God, that could have been trouble. Washington State, at the same time, announces they're going to close all businesses. All right, and China's lifting the quarantines in Wuhan, saying that they had 0 cases again yesterday. If you're to believe that data, that's fantastic. All right, but are you going to believe that data? That's the question. So here's the thing with this coronavirus situation. We might be in for a couple months, right? I think this whole containment effort is damaging to the economy, and the whole idea of it was to suppress, the spread of the virus. I think there comes a point where we don't have to be quarantined necessarily, but as long as we practice social distancing and we practice normal standard procedures in the flu virus season. Usually when there's flu virus, I have sanitizing wipes. I don't touch doorknobs and stick my hand in my face or lick the doorknobs. And as long as we practice these precautions, as long as we've hit the peak, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. So I think this thing is going to come to a closure in a couple weeks' time. Right? That's what I'm hoping for. Donald Trump says that the White House is going to be easing social distancing guidelines soon. He's like, we're not going to let the cure be worse than the problem, said Donald Trump. Very clearly, this is having economic impact, significant economic impact. And so I think that we're at the level here, if we reopen everything at the same time, right, it's just going to cause some more problems. We'll be back in a situation with way more cases. We ride it out for 2 more weeks. All right. Trump said in a press briefing on Monday that America will again be open for business. It won't be that long. And then in the same address, he said that we could reopen for business in less than 3 to 4 months, which, is kind of long if you think about it. It's not long for your lifespan, but my gosh, 3 to 4 months is a pretty long time for work, right? So we're tracking that. Overnight, U.S., rather in Europe and the U.K., PMI numbers missed grotesquely. 37.1 flash composite in UK versus 45.1, huge miss. In the EU, 31.4 versus 38.8. The previous number was 51.6 giant miss there. German, French, all miss. Not a surprise. All right, banks are now expecting a bit of a global recession or a pullback in economic activity, contraction. All right, the big numbers are going to be the Q1 GDP and Q2 GDP. I think that if markets could bottom out and the economy bottoms out in Q2 and restores its run upward, I think that's a good situation. Right, anything worse than that becomes problematic. All right, but I do think we get 2 quarters. I think Q1 is going to be really negative GDP, and we can't do anything about that anymore because we're ending March. Right, GDP is going to be as the end of next week. So that's pretty much a wash, Q1 GDP. The next thing we're going to watch for is Q2, right? That's where the market is sort of anticipating at the moment. Everyone knows Q1 is going to be terrible. All right, in today's markets, we're seeing a rebound. This is Turnaround Tuesday after all. Turnaround Tuesday is all about markets turning around and having a little bit of a rally. So up we go. Japan's up 7%. Hong Kong's up 4.5%. China's up 2.3%. India's up 2.7%. All right. In Europe at midday, London's up 4.2%. Paris is up 5.7%. And Frankfurt is up 6.7%. Huge gain across the board in Europe. And in the US, everything is limit up. All right. Futures in the morning we're hitting limit up and are currently trading near limit up of 2333.50. So 2333 half is the limit up for the overnight session. That's the 5% hard limit. At 9:30 it opens up. Those limits are removed to the upside. There is still a 7, 13, and 20% downside limit, but the likelihood of us seeing that today is pretty slim. It's not none, but it's pretty slim. And the question today is going to be, is this rally going to pick up some steam to the upside? If it does pick up steam for a day or two, great. All right, it's a rebound. We're still not out of the woods. It could be a bear market rally. If it picks up steam on an intraday level, though, and there's a lot of momentum and volume in the upside, then there's going to be some long opportunities there for you as a trader, as a day trader specifically. It's the shirt I'm wearing. See this? Day trader, the bull, and then TRADEPRO Academy underneath. So I'm here to day trade the day, and I wore this shirt to remind myself that markets are going up, even though I'm overall not convinced of this recovery yet. I don't think the low is in quite yet. It's close, but not yet. I still got to get long. That's my job. And so I'm going to be following momentum today. Crude oil is up 7.2% on some news out of OPEC. I'm going to let Boxy handle that one. Gold's up 4.5%, 1638, and continuing to bid. Gold markets are strong, but they're moving with equities at the moment. You're wondering why gold is up. Think about this. The Fed announced yesterday a massive stimulus package or a massive intervention, all right, with no end to how much ETF money market funds they could buy. They're openly going out and buying stuff on the market now. And that devalues the currency. And when it devalues a currency, or it's bearish for a currency, then gold takes off for some upside appreciation as a hedge, as a safety play. Right? I think when the worst of it is over, gold will probably rebound, or as we're bottoming out, gold will rebound more than equities. And we're starting to see that early on. Bitcoin's up 16.4%, big rally up to 6,800, just under 7,000 now. And in today's calendar, we have PMI composite flash at 9:45, so 15 minutes into the opening bell. 10 a.m. we have new home sales and Richmond Fed manufacturing numbers. All 3 of those are probably going to miss big, given that UK and Europe overall manufacturing flash was massively a miss. And so we're looking for that 9:45, 10 a.m. We have some big news numbers at in the beginning of today's session. And at 1 p.m. we got a result of the 40 billion 2-year note auction. I also just heard on the Squawk that we are getting, hang on, let me open up the Squawk here, and our members in the room are going to see what I'm looking at. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin's reportedly reached agreement as of last night on a key stumbling block within the aid bill. Remember, Democrats and Republicans are trying to push a 2.5 trillion bill now. It's 1.8 on the Republican side. House Democrats counteroffered a 2.5 trillion bill. Some of the agricultural spending there was a little bit of the sticking point, but Secretary Mnuchin said that a deal's been reached. In this case, this is going to put some more bullish sentiment on a bullish opening day. All right, so we could skyrocket a little bit higher. Starting out today with an opportunity on the long side. I'm looking for a pullback to buy this market. If we don't get this pullback, all right, or if we just open and just keeps dumping with a lot of volume and it's selling and there's red everywhere, a lot of market selling, then that's invalidated. right? When we say we're looking to buy a dip today, we're not saying that do it for the rest of the day, no matter what happens. You got to read the real-time information. And as the real-time changes, your perspective has to change. As your perspective changes, your trade ideas change until eventually your trade bias also changes. But it's not the result of, oh, I want to be long, oh, I want to be short. You got to look at specific things and have specific transition levels, like a 50-yard line on the chart. Say, below here, I'm done with the upside. I'm waiting for the downside. All right, and so that's what we're going to do next in our trading room. We're going to set those transition zones on oil and the ES. And I love you guys on YouTube. Be careful out there. Manage your risk, trade like trade pros. Look for a little bit of upside on pullbacks today, and if we transition to bearish, start selling rallies again. All right, it's a nice little pop. I'm interested to see if big volume or institutional traders are going to use this as a selling opportunity. All right, to say, hey, look, I had a lot of inventory I want to get rid of. Didn't want to do it at the lows. It's popped up now. Take it, sell, and that's what I'm looking for on the open. If there's a lack of big selling, then we're going to transition right away to the upside. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. I got to go. And tomorrow, we know if the Trade Pro family has an addition on the LaFemme side or on the Trade Pro, I don't know, male side, I guess. Basically, I'm finding out the sex of my baby. I tried to come up with something cute and neat, and I ran out, damn it. Take care. Have a good day, guys. Boxy, I don't know if I hosted you, but I will. And I'd love to learn a little bit more about crude oil for an insightful update. And YouTube, ciao. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.